Hi, and welcome to my studio. Today I am going to show you how to do signage on windows the easy way. I keep hearing a lot of people saying, I'm having problems with the letters on windows. So I'm going to show you what I did was, oops, I guess I should go back over here for a minute. So this is just a piece of plastic, and I drew what I wanted on it. And we do this a lot, like for Christmas, like Merry Christmas, season's greetings and all that. I carry a whole bunch with me so that when I'm out window painting, I can just add that to their windows if, if they want. So anyways, this is how I do lettering, the easiest way I've found. Just get it on a piece of plastic. I picked this up at Cloverdale Paint here in Canada. For anybody in the States or anywhere else, your local paint store that comes on rolls like this, actually. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see that properly, but so it comes on a big roll like this, and it's doubled. This way I buy it, and then you just put it on, tape it or tack it to your wall. Draw what you want on it. You can use an overhead projector or however you want to do it. And then you've got it to take to the client's place. So now I'll show you, this is, I paint on the inside because we're in Canada, so most of our work's done on the inside. So all I have to do is take a Sharpie and I just trace it on the other side of the window. I got a squeaky Sharpie today. So I use the big Magnum Sharpies. And they just seem to work best. You can use the corner for sharper images, or you can use take that off. Oh, I'm wearing gloves for a reason, you'll see in a minute. It's a pain for the tape, but see? And now you have your lettering on your window. So now all you have to do is paint that in. And then what I do is I take this, get the tape off, of course, otherwise it'll get all stuck up on you. Fold it up nice and neat, and you put it in a Ziploc bag. You'll label it Hello Spring, and then you have it for the next place, for next year. A tiny bit of this neon Crafters acrylic blue, and then I'm going to mix it with this Crafters acrylic Art, I guess is the brand, and it's called Tropical Blue. I mean, you can outline it in whatever colors you want. You could use pink, yellow, white. Today I just feel like doing this color. Now we're going to color in our letters now that we've got the outside done. So we're going to start with a lighter color. I start the lighter colors and go to the darker colors. That way they don't bleed into each other. There's our sign. I think that stands out pretty good. Now what we want to do is we're going to make a spring scene. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in our grass. Now I found this little paintbrush. I can't remember exactly what website we bought it from. since it was a little while ago. But I find these ones, you can mix your greens kind of like that, and then you can just make grass. Let's see how it goes. So now what we're going to do is we are going to add some daffodils. And we're going to do that with our sponges. Now you'll see I have, you can see that, these different colored sponges. So we're going to do lots of daffodils because it's spring. And you'll see how this works. These are the middle of the daffodils right now. And then this one, you'll see in a minute, it's kind of cool how it works. So now and then I'm going to add some yellow. And as you can see, I just have these little containers. I put paint in them. And then we dab our, I don't know if you can see that. I'll just bring it over here for a minute. So you dab your sponge in it. Now the trick to the sponges is not to have them too wet or too dry. So what I do is I get lots of paint on it, and then I kind of sponge it off with another sponge like that. So now these ones, they go like this. Look at that. Oh, we've got a little bit of green in there, but that's okay. There would be green anyways in the wilderness, or the nature, I guess you would say. And then we'll put one here. Oh, that one down. It's going to get mucked in. And you can see why I'm wearing gloves now, because this would get all over you if you did. Now, if you've got enough paint on there, you can do another one. There we go. And then we're going to, we have this really big one for the big, and then we have a smaller one. So where I put the big ones, we try and get it in the middle. They're like kind of shiny. Because otherwise they just kind of absorb all the paint. So you want the shiny smoothie ones. Probably not the right words to use for that. See, now we have all these beautiful daffodils without hardly doing very much hard work. So I always say, work smart, not hard. So then what we can do is we could add other flowers. We could have some, let's maybe put some white daisies in there. White's always nice. It shows up on windows so well. So maybe we'll have a daisy up here. We don't want to put a lot in. And like I said, you can always dab it off with another. Let's give a butterfly here. We didn't get very much white in there, did we? A little bit. Yeah, just put a little bit of white in there. And you could do this with orange and yellow. You could do it with all different colors. So actually, let's try that. Let's do some orange, a little bit of yellow, and let's put this one over here. So you have to be very gentle with these, because these ones are kind of lacy. So when you're washing them out especially, you have to be a little more gentle. And then we have these little butterflies that we can put around. And now we should add, well, so now that what we're going to do is we're going to use a Posca pen. If you can read that because it's covered in paint. This is what I use a lot is Posca pens. I use some other brands too, but I tend to like the Posca pens the best if I can find them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the stems to the flowers with our pen. Because they can't just be floating in midair. I mean, they could. We shouldn't do that. Here we go. And now we probably want to add a few leaves. Oh, this one, I think these ones. Now I know daffodils have kind of long, skinny leaves. And we will just grab a little paintbrush and make some long, skinny leaves for the daffodil. So yeah, that's something, I mean, that is a little bit important if you're, especially if you're doing a flower shop or something, that you kind of get the leaves, you know, right with the certain flowers. And I mean, if you don't know, we always have Google, don't we? To find things like that. If you're not sure what the leaves look like on certain flowers, because I'm not up on all that either. So here we go. We're just going to add some yellow to the middle of the flowers. There, I think. Now, there you go. So there's a nice spring window that took